What's going on, guys? ChillSFM here, taking a look at some battles with a maxed out Hundo Shadow Tyranitar. Guys, I was hyped when I got this thing. I instantly maxed it out, instantly best buddied it. And man, it's been a ton of fun to run in the Open Master League. Now, I should say it's not top meta. However, in the current meta, it does have a lot of play. And if you can get it aligned on the right Pokemon, it can go absolutely crazy. You're going to see it in this first battle. All right. This crunch does ridiculous damage to this Dialga. Like, it takes out half of their health. It puts them in bite down range. I will have to end up giving up one more shield because if they have Iron Head, of course, which would hit for super effective. But yeah, I mean, you get that energy lead and then Shadow Tyranitar just goes crazy. And the bites do a ton of fast move pressure. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let's get it going. I also am running Double Iron Bash Melmetal. And this is one of those matchups where you don't want to have it, right? Ho-Oh, normally with Rock Slide, you could hit them for double super effective. With Double Iron Bash and Super Power, everything's resisted except for the Thunder Shocks. So I do have to swap out into my Shadow Lugia. We lure out a Zacian after eating the Brave Bird, and I'm going to just go straight for the Aeroblast. They really do have to respect this, because if I connect with the Aeroblast, they are in farm down range. So they do throw up a shield. I'm going to make it to the Sky Attack if they go for the Quick Attack down, so they do end up dumping some energy. We'll see if they have Wild Charge or Play Rough, and it is going to be Wild Charge. And here's where Double Iron Bash is really, really nice, because they're going to be throwing a close combat immediately, dropping their defense by 4 stages at this point, right? So now Double Iron Bash is going to hit incredibly hard since it does hit the fairies for super effective. Double Iron Bash coming through puts them in Thundershock down range. And we're going to be swapping out immediately into Tyranitar, expecting that Ho-Oh to be coming back in. And yes, there it is. We get a little bit of an energy lead. However, it is another Dialga in the back. And we know this Dialga is likely to use their shield, right? Bites are definitely ripping through them, but the Dragon Breath's also ripping through my Shadow Tyranitar. It's going to be a race here. If I can get the defense drop from this crunch, that would be absolutely massive. That would basically win me the game. But we don't get it, unfortunately. So now it is a race. Can I bite them down before they Dragon Breath me down? It's going to be close. And they actually throw some energy right here. They are one bite away from going down. I know I can shield this up, and I know I can get to a move against this Ho-Oh. Now, Crunch probably does it, but just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and go for the Stone Edge. Double super effective Stone Edge, taking out the Ho-Oh. You'll have to see it. GG's. We'll play to my opponent. Let's go. Into the next battle, Melmetal up against a Zacian lead. So this is beautiful. This is honestly where I want to see it. Shadow Lugia can handle it, but it's definitely better for Melmetal to see this. I will reach 100 energy before they reach 100 energy. So I am going to build up like I have Flash Cannon and then throw the Double Iron Bash. No shield. That's perfectly fine. You're going to be throwing here. I know I can take any one move, so I am going to just go ahead and tank the first one. It is going to be a close combat. I pause there for a second, they swap, I don't waste my energy, and I come in with my Tyranitar. So, oh, you do have to respect the Earthquake, man. At first, I was not. And there was just so many games where I'd ended up getting quaked, and then it was a Groudon in the back. And it's like, if I would have just kept alignment, easy claps. But since I didn't shield the Earthquake, I just lost. So, we do respect the first one here. They throw the second one, they do get the attack drop, which is going to force me to throw this crunch. Otherwise, they will reach a Brave Bird, so I will go ahead and throw it. Out comes Zacian, that's perfectly fine. We'll go ahead and throw another crunch. Even though this is resisted, and even though we got the attack drop, it's still going to do a nice chunk of damage. So they do end up throwing up a shield. I hard swap into my Melmetal. Unfortunately, I overtap. I don't get the Double Iron Bash off immediately. They are able to run away, but it's going to be an Yveltal in the back. And so this is actually really good for me because of my Lugia is dodging this Yveltal. I can spam out these Double Iron Bashes. Actually really, really nice for me. All right, so here comes Double Iron Bash number 3. Double Iron Bash, only 35 energy. So Thundershock with Double Iron Bash, it's like Politoed. You know how spammy Politoed is? That's what Melmetal becomes with this moveset. Absolutely ridiculous. So we get them into the yellow, nearly into the red. At this point, I can just Dragon Tail down with Lugia. However, they will reach one more Dark Pulse. I'm going to go ahead and just go for the catch. When we do get the catch, they do not overfarm. That is beautiful for us. At this point, I think I should be good. Out comes the Zacian. They do have a little bit of residual energy. but I make it to the back-to-back sky attacks. At this point, I'm not in wild charge range, so even if they threw the wild charge, as long as they go down to the sky attack, I'm fine. And actually they don't, but they didn't throw the first wild charge, so now I get a Dragon Tail through. That Dragon Tail will be lethal. So that's going to be GG's. Well played. Oh, still Evolto. We just, yeah, Dragon Tail down. So Shadow Lugia taking out 2 of its hardest counters, technically. GG's. All right, another Ho-Oh lead. Not what we want to see. Going to be instantly swapping out into Shadow Lugia. And again, luring out a Zacian, but this time they did not Brave Bird before they swapped. Zacian is running Snarl instead of Quick Attack, so a little bit of a different team. And they are going to be throwing Play Rough into me pretty quickly here. So I'm going to go ahead and bait, right? If I can grab shields from them, we're in a great spot. Shadow Tyranitar up shields, Zacian gone out of the way. As long as there's not another Charmer, like a Togekiss or something in the back, will be great. I do go ahead and invest a shield right here. It is going to, of course, be the Play Rough, and we're going to get the Aeroblast off. So this is either going to give us Switch, or our opponent is going to be shields down, and they do go ahead and give up Switch. In the back, going to be a Xerneas. So it is actually a double fairy team. Xerneas running Tackle. Can we make another Aeroblast? Yes, we can. Committed to the Aeroblast. I knew I needed it if I wanted to have any kind of chance of winning. They do have good counts, though, and they showed up the Aeroblast. Out comes Melmetal. Xerneas does have close combat, and it's going to hurt. But again, we know we can tank any one move. So we're going to go ahead and tank the first one. Try to get to the double Iron Bash. Unfortunately, they do throw the second one immediately. And I'm expecting them to pivot out after it. And that's exactly what happens. I'm going to go ahead and bank some energy, knowing I need 2 double Iron Bashes to take out that Xerneas. I come in with my Tyranitar. Unfortunately, I've given this Ho-Oh a ton of energy. And Brave Bird's just such a good move. They're going to be able to reach back-to-back Brave Birds before I make it to the crunch. This will be taking out my Tyranitar. Now, there are 4 stages debuffed. I'm going to throw this first double Iron Bash. It is resisted. It's not going to do a lot. But that should be Thundershock downrange. Throwing the second one, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. I could have left with 2 double Iron Bashes. I could have just gone for the farm down, and I actually ended up taking that Incinerate damage anyways. So at this point, I'm just in Tackle downrange. I'm going to be able to connect with 1 double Iron Bash so we can see the damage it does. But we do go down. So GG's, well played. Just a bit of a misplay on my part. Into the next one, up against a Lugia lead. My opponent swaps out into Excadrill, and you may have noticed I don't have a true Excadrill answer on this team. So I will be staying in with my Melmetal and trying to land some superpowers. Going to go ahead and eat the first Drill Run. I have other answers for Lugia, right? I'm not too worried about keeping my Melmetal healthy. So I am going to build up and throw 1 superpower there. And throw the second one here. We get a shield with the first one. No big deal. Will they shield the second one? They do not. So now if I can make it to a third one, potentially I can flip switch here. But I will have to give up a shield if I want to get it off. So I'm going to go ahead, throw up a shield. And hopefully they don't shield this, honestly. But if they do, that's also kind of fine. It just means I'm going to take some damage somewhere from this Excadrill. So I bring in Lugia. We can easily tank even 2 Rock Slides. Third one will get us pretty low, not necessarily in Mudshot downrange, but pretty close, honestly. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 3 do take out. Yeah, it looks like 3 take out. After eating the third, I actually swap out into my Tyranitar. They hard swap into Lugia, and this is beautiful for me. I can overfarm quite a bit. And actually, I decide to just commit the shield and go for the farm down. As long as they go for the Aeroblast, this is a great play. If they do go for the Aeroblast, I should get the hard farm down before they make a Sky Attack. We're leaving with a ton of energy here on Tyranitar. Not much wants to see Tyranitar loaded with energy. What's it going to be in the back? Come back into Excadrill. No, we're not dumping energy on that. We get the farm down. Out comes a Groudon. Groudon should be a great answer for Tyranitar, but not when we're loaded with energy. First crunch gets the defense drop. Second crunch coming through. Going to be taking out the Groudon. And that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. Shadow Tyranitar with the sweep. And honestly, it's like fully taking out 2 out of the 3. Alright, up against my good friend Reezy. Reezy kicked my butt more times than I could count at the beginning of the season. I finally got a little bit of revenge on him recently. So out comes a Mammal Swine to answer for my Shadow Lugia. It's not looking great for me to start off, right? Giratina into Melmetal. Shadow Lugia is met with a Mammal Swine, but I know Mammal Swine, or that Lugia can eat one Avalanche, and I know that Mammal Swine's not the bulkiest, so that's why I went straight for the Sky attack. We do grab the shield, we do go down, and I'm going to be bringing out the Melmetal. Melmetal can tank a high horsepower, it can, but it does a lot. It does a lot. I'm debating if I want to throw up a shield. I decide not to. We do survive. We're into the yellow. I don't want to reveal double Iron Bash right now. I just don't. Just in case there's like a fire type or something that I would need Rock Slide for in the back. So I throw the superpower in the back. Gonna be the shiny Best Buddy Dialga. I really need the debuff this time. I really need the crunch debuff this time because yeah, we've seen that potentially I could bite down here, but we're not going to leave with enough health, and we do get the crunch debuff right there. That is amazing. That's everything right now. We will get the farm down. We're almost at the crunch. Out comes Giratina. Not going to be able to Shadow Claw down. We make it to the crunch. Is this enough to take out Giratina Altered? Giratina Altered, way too bulky. Does not take out, but we get a second defense drop. And at this point, honestly, Melmetal can tank a Dragon Claw, and that's what's going to be coming through right here. But they're not going to be able to make it to a Shadow Force before we make it to this double Iron Bash. Actually, I think it was CMP right there. Double Iron Bash definitely coming in clutch, taking out the Giratina. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. GG's Reezy. Always good to battle, man. Always good to battle. All right, so let's talk about one of the core breakers here. Lando. Shadow Lugia does beat Lando, so that's the reason I come in here. And we do lure out a Zacian. All right, that's fine. We've already seen that we can flip switch here in certain shield scenarios, but we have to land the Aeroblast. And we've seen that most of them are going to shield the first one, right? They're going to respect the Aeroblast, so we do pull a shield. Now, here's the thing. I need shields. I need shields to take out that Lando. There's no way I can take out that Lando if I give up shields. So I am going to actually let Lugia go, even though I did successfully get the bait. I'm going to be bringing in Melmetal. I'm going to be waiting for them to throw the first close combat before I start throwing any kind of charge attacks. Now that that's come through, we can go ahead and go for the first double Iron Bash. This will not be lethal from this range, right? They've only debuffed themselves by 2 stages, not by 4. I go for the next one immediately, and they hard swap in the Landorus. Now, we're not in Mudshot down range, not comfortably at least. I'm going to go ahead and force them to dump some energy, and in the meantime, I'm going to be pumping out these double Iron Bashes. Double Iron Bash, again, kind of nice right here, because we're just able to get to them so quickly. Yes, Rock Slide does do more damage, but we get there quicker, and of course, double Iron Bash also stab, which is nice. So we force them to superpower. We're going to come in with Tyranitar, go for the bite down at this point. You guys showed up to superpower. It does hit for double super effective, but we do get the bite down, which is beautiful. Now, Giratina in the back. We know that Zacian, you know, I've heard everyone lately calling it Zacian. I've always heard Zacian before. So let me know if I'm saying it right in the comments down below. I know, I gotta learn all the names of Master League Pokemon. I've been watching people play, and that's what I've been basing it off of. But anyways, Giratina throws the Shadow Ball. We're not worried about it. Tyranitar tanks it, no big deal. We leave with the crunch after farming down the Zacian, and that's gonna be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, into the next one, up against a Mamoswine lead. This is kind of where I want to see it, right? High horsepower does hit very hard. But double Iron Bash also really nice. By the way, double Iron Bash, that's the first move that's had 3, like it's the first 3-word move in the game, right? Right? I was thinking about this the other day. I was trying to think if there was any others. So if there is any others, let me know. I don't think there's anything else in the game right now. Anyways, again, double Iron Bash really nice here because we're not having to bait with a Rock Slide. We're not debuffing ourselves with the superpower, and 2 double Iron Bashes take out. So this is really good. Really good use of double Iron Bash. So down goes the Mamo. We are basically at full health. Out comes Giratina Altered. And I stay in here. I wish I would have like been a little bit more responsive. Because if I swap into Shadow Lugia immediately, Shadow Lugia can hang with Giratina Origin, right? And then they probably pivot out, and then we end up with Shadow Tyranitar in this thing. But since I gave them that energy lead, I couldn't swap out. I'm instead going to have to stay in with Melmetal, But again, this is just a great showcase of how good double Iron Bash can be. Because here we are connecting with like the third, maybe fourth one, putting them into the yellow, nearly into the red. So Melmetal was taking out nearly 2 Pokemon. We're able to get the alignment we want, but it's a Zacian in the back. And that's a little bit troublesome for me. I am going to go straight for the crunch. I expect them to respect it, right? It's going to hurt. And they do. They throw up a shield. We're going to come in with Lugia at this point. And we're going to see what they have. Do they have Wild Charge? Are they running Play Rough? They do have Wild Charge. That's actually perfectly fine though, because I'm going to be able to make it to the Sky Attack. They've dropped their defense by 2 stages. The Sky Attack is going to do a ton of damage. Is it enough to take out? Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's not actually. It's not actually. But that's fine. We're done. We're done with Lugia. We could just let Lugia go. We can bite down with a Tyranitar. And there's just nothing this Giratina can do. So my opponent top lefts. And that's going to be GG's. Well played. All right, Melmetal into Dragonite. This is my least favorite lead. Like, even though Ho-Oh is uncomfortable, this is my least favorite lead because there's normally double steel behind it. And Melmetal is kind of my steel type answer. And it's also kind of my dragon answer. I mean, Lugia is always great, right? But Tyranitar doesn't really love to see Dragonite. Just doesn't. The Dragon Breath plus Dragon Claw is just too spammy and too much pressure. So I am going to go ahead and eat a superpower here. Wish I had Rock Slide in this match, for sure. But we do connect with that double Iron Bash. I go for the superpower here, just in case my opponent tried to catch. This should still be lethal. And it is. And if they throw up a shield there, then like I wanted them to be able to easily farm me down anyways. Out comes a Ho-Oh. We want to keep alignment here. So I'm going to go ahead and just let my Melmetal go. We go for the superpower. Does a little bit more damage than double Iron Bash would do. We come out with Tyranitar. Now they're staying in. That's really suspicious. I'm expecting the Earthquake. I'm throwing up a shield. Throwing up a shield and it's a Sacred Fire. They don't have Earthquake. Why are they staying in? I don't know. They just wanted to burn a shield, I guess. Out comes Zacian. This time I do go for the Stone Edge. So again, we're stuck in this back line because I didn't pivot out. And it's Zacian again. I'm going to throw up a shield. I'm going to throw up a shield. I'm actually hoping that it's a Play Rough. And it is. But now there's only one way I win. And it's if I can catch a close combat. Did I catch a close combat? Did I catch a Play Rough? Close combat. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we're in business here. Dragon Tails are doing a little bit of damage. We make it to the Sky Attack. They have to shield this. They have to shield this. Otherwise, Zacian goes down, right? And then they have no answer for my Tyranitar. We do grab the second shield right there. They're going to be throwing a Play Rough into me. Play Rough's going to do a lot, but it's not going to take me out. Out comes Ho-Oh. Now, I could throw the Sky Attack right there. But if I throw the Sky Attack right there, Zacian can come back in, build up to 100 energy, and just sweep me. So instead, letting my Lugia go, coming in, getting the bite down, we're going to eat a Brave Bird. Maybe a Sacred Fire. Maybe a Sacred Fire. It is a Sacred Fire. Do we get the attack drop? Yes, we do. That's worst case scenario. That's worst case scenario. But we make it to the Stone Edge. And Stone Edge from Shadow Tyranitar, it hurts. It hurts. It's taking out the Zacian, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent, and that's going to be the final battle of today's video. Guys, I had so much fun with this team. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as well. If you did, make sure you leave that like, leave a comment down below for the algorithm, right? It's for the algorithm. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is Chill FM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.